Hey, what is up guys, this is Cobb, and my god, we have covered so many epics in this list already, in this series already. The names are on screen right now, but keep the names coming, man. There are so many epic champs in Raid that are honestly kinda slept on. If we fail to cover an epic that you are getting insane value out of in the game right now, make sure to drop it down below in the comments. We're going to be starting off today's list in the Barbarians faction with, my god dude, how the hell did I miss this guy? Wait a minute, where is he? He's eluding me. Oh, there he is. Good old Hoskorul. Dude, this guy is not only a Chad into most wave-based content in the game, but dude, as an arena opener, this guy's insane. Okay, let's break down the kit real quick. This guy is like a stun specialist, as far as I can tell. The A1 attacks one enemy, has a 40% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. As far as A1s go, pretty decent, I suppose. The A2, this is where it's at, man. Look at this. And look at the lack of bucks that are required to get this skill to an insane place, dude. It's only 3 bucks to get it down to a 3 turn with a 75% chance of placing the stun debuff. It's an attack all enemies, 75% chance of placing stun for 1 turn. Also decreases the turn meters of enemies under stun debuffs by 15%. Madness. Man, how would you gear this guy? Is it just like speed and accuracy? Maybe that would be it for Arena. You know, you want him to be swinging in first. You need the accuracy to actually land the stun debuff. Speed, accuracy. For PvE, doing like faction wars or something, would this guy be worth like a reflex set, I wonder? Relentless set, even? I think I'd lean towards Relentless, because honestly, for PvE, his A3 is pretty solid as well. It's a 4-turn cooldown, remove all stun debuffs from all allies, which is kind of whatever, but then places a strong increased defense, and I think that's the strong version of increase resistance buff on all allies for 2 turns. Just honestly really, really good stuff. The passive is also pretty tight too. He's immune to stuns himself, because of course he is. He's the stun meister. Increases the damage inflicted by all allies by 15% when attacking enemies under stun debuffs. Which is, yeah, just even better for Arena. I don't know. I feel like I'd build this guy for Arena, to be honest. At least until you find something better. Like for my account, this guy would be absolute nonsense in terms of power level for boosting what would be my 3rd tag Arena team, which is really, really lacking. But there you go, man. Hoskorul of the Barbarians faction. If you're looking for someone to just clap some cheeks in Arena and help out your Barbarian faction wars if they need the helping hand, this might be your man. Speaking of another absolute Chad that you can use in Arena, we've got Rian the Conjurer, epic support champ with the Dark Elves faction. Gotta be said, this guy feels like he has the visual design of a legendary champ, but here we are. Apparently he's only epic, man. So, the A1, attack one enemy, 50% chance? No, 70% chance of placing a block buffs debuff for 2 turns. Not too bad. The A2, dude, this guy is another Chad in Arena for this A2, man. 3-turn cooldown, fully bucked up, 100% chance of removing all buffs from all enemies, which is just massive, right? Also has a 100% chance of placing a strong weaken debuff on all enemies for 2 turns as well. Yeah. Buff stripper. As far as Arena go, Rian the Conjurer is absolutely insane. And on the A3, he brings the revive utility, right? It's a 4-10 cooldown revive, which is pretty sweet. Revives a dead ally with 50% HP, then fills the 10 meter by half. Will then also place a block debuffs buff on them for a couple of turns. However, it also has the bonus effect of reviving both Echoth the Seared and Urost the Soul Cage. Now, I will admit, I don't know what the utility of this exactly is. I know that both Echoth the Seared and Urost are both Doom Tower farmable champs. Crap, hang on. Is it Doom Tower or Cursed City? Screw it, it's one of them. Basically, they're both farmable. Okay. Anyway, doesn't matter. Point is, you can get some extra value from the revive. And yeah, even if you're not playing alongside Echoth the Seared and Urost the Soul Cage with Rian the Conjurer, then it's still a single target 4-turn cooldown revive, which is just pretty tight overall. And it kind of goes without saying as well, but Rian is also not only great into things like Arena, he's also going to be pretty fantastic for the likes of faction wars, mostly for the revive, to help you get those juicy 3 stars. But I think even the buff removal gets some kind of value out of Dark Elf faction wars. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it does. Anyways, Rian the Conjurer, probably a guy that you want to keep, and probably take up to 60, I want to say. Ooh, that's bold of me. Next up is promo link time. If you haven't already and you're looking to kickstart a new Raid Shadow Legends account anytime soon, make sure to do so by clicking on the promo link down below at the top of the video description. Following that link will start off your new account with a free epic champion and a whole bunch of starting resources. Now, if you are not interested in starting off a new account, we still got a little bit of something for you with good old promo code GameLeap. 1 free energy refill, 10 free experience brews, and 100,000 silver. And all you gotta do is punch in this code and hit the big, juicy, lovely confirm button, man. And with that, we venture into the Undead Hordes faction. Where is he, man? Where is he? This is a guy I covered recently as one of the best clan boss debuffers in the game. He could do other jobs as well, but dude, we gotta talk about Annex. So this guy brings like 1 billion exceptionally good debuffs, particularly into clan boss, but honestly also like all normal dungeons. You can quite comfortably level this guy up to 60, knowing that he's going to get value on your account for a long time until you're progressing into things like hard modes and stuff like that, right? So the A1, dude, this is good right off the get-go, right? Attack one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a fully booked 35% chance of placing a strong decreased defense debuff for a couple of turns. Honestly, very reliable way of getting up decreased defense for an A1. Fantastic stuff right off the start. The A2 is an attack one enemy 2 times, each hit with a 100% chance of placing a decreased accuracy debuff, strong version, and strong version of poison debuff for 3 turns. Again, it's single target, right? It's attacking one enemy 2 times. So again, this guy is fantastic once you get him to the boss. For wave content, obviously, little bit crappy, but hey. And on the A3, it's an attack one enemy, 100% chance of placing the weaken debuff for 2 turns, and here's his champion for a bit of the damage inflicted, which is just a little bit of a bonus. Point is, he brings weaken, decreased defense, decreased accuracy, and poison. So there it is. Annex, fantastic debuffer. I guess if your account is like a year old or something and you got better options than him, or your mod's like focusing on Hydra and stuff like that, then hell, maybe he won't help you out a whole bunch. But if you are lacking something like just an all-in-one clan boss debuffer, that is going to be your guy, man. Well, Annex isn't quite an all-in-one debuffer, I guess, for clan boss. You're still going to need to bring decreased attack, but he brings a lot, is what I'm saying. Next up on the list, we gotta cover Giscard the Sigiled. Bro, how has it taken us so many episodes to get towards this guy? I actually cannot believe it. This guy is an incredible provoke tank. Honestly, that will last you a long time on your account, man. So, break down the kit, man. The A1, attack one enemy, 75% chance of placing the strong decrease attack debuff for 1 turn. There you go, man. That's what Annex is missing. Giscard is bringing it. The A2, it's an attack all enemies with a 75% chance of placing a provoke debuff for 1 turn. Crazy good. Okay, as far as epic provokers go, AoE provokers go, this is insane. Also places a shield buff on this champion equal to 25% of their max HP for 2 turns. So, bro, he's bringing the survivability, he's bringing the AoE provoke, he's bringing the decreased attack on the A1. If he just had these 2 skills alone, he'd honestly be a fantastic champ already. And then on the A3, dude, this is nonsense, man. I couldn't believe it when I read this, man, but it's a 3-turn cooldown, strong version of increased defense and increased attack. So he's just bringing it, man. He's bringing some crazy good buffs. In fact, now I read it, is he bringing every buff that you want against clan boss that Annex isn't bringing? So if you have like Giscard and Annex on a team, they're actually doing like, they're like taking care of every buff and debuff slot that you're worried about. They're not bringing max damage, but you know. But yeah, TLDR aside, I haven't actually checked Giscard's reviews yet, but I'm willing to bet he's just listed as being like pretty good everywhere, apart from like maybe Fire Knight or something. Yeah, Fire Knight, he's a 4, okay. I mean, I guess he's useful against the waves leading up to it, but like everywhere else, he's just an above average, solid epic that will last you a long time until you start to build more like specialized legendaries that just do their job better than him in specific encounters and stuff like that. Giscard the Sigiled, what an absolute chad, man. What's his passive actually? Boosts this champion's turn meter by 15% whenever they are attacked by an enemy under provoke. Oh my god. So he provokes the crap out of everybody. They all attack into him while he has a shield, so he takes no damage, and then they just fill his turn meter for him. Dude, I didn't even read that passive until just... That's crazy as hell. Yeah, what a good champ, dude. Needless to say, you got Giscard the Sigiled. You're going to want to get him in something like a Relentless set, would be pretty goddamn tight. And failing a Relentless set, he's obviously going to need some accuracy, so getting that dialed in would be pretty sweet. Perception gear, accuracy gear, speed gear as well would also be fine. Just get him wheeling his way through these turns as much as possible and get him spamming the A2 as much as possible. And you can't really go too far wrong. Next up, we gotta be talking about Finn. I'm not going to spend too long on Finn. I feel like her kit is quite simple. She's another absolute clan boss killer. That said, she's best used in unkillable style teams is what I'm trying to say. Because the defense stat is just so kind of gnarly, it's so low. Building her to be tanky enough to survive the clan boss's AoE attacks and stuff like that is just not that feasible, and so she just kind of fits quite well into unkillable teams as a result. So the A1 is an attack one enemy 2 times, each hit with a chance of stealing 5% of the target's current turn meter. Pretty decent. The A2, Not into clan boss, obviously, but you know. The A2, attack one enemy with a 100% chance fully bugged, placing 2 poison debuffs and a strong decreased attack debuff for 2 turns. This is on a 3-turn cooldown, fully bugged. Just very, very good damage. Very, very important debuffs as well against clan boss, obviously. And on the A3, she's got herself a triple hitter with a 100% chance on the first hit, replacing strong decreased defense. Second hit will place weaken, and the third hit will heal this champion by a bit of a max HP per debuff on the target. So again, just fantastic debuffs into clan boss. Could she be used as like a starter if you're like if your account's like 2 months old or something and you need some multi-hitters to just get you started and get you up to like stage 12 Fire Knight or something? I don't know, like, I guess so. A 10-meter steal is not that great on the A1. It's 5% of the target's current 10-meter, which tells me that if the Fire Knight's at like 30% of its 10-meter, you're only stealing 5% of 30%, you know, so you're really not stealing a whole lot in some scenarios with this A1. And so most of our use is going to be into clan boss, but yeah, that's fair, man. Build with accuracy, make it so that she can land as many debuffs as possible. Plenty of speed, works best in unkillable style teams. Next up in the Skinwalkers faction, dude, we gotta talk about Hofferys, man. The good old hippo himself. Now this champ, I don't think is even that amazing, but look at this dude. I just saw it up at the top. Faction Wars, 4.9. Why is it so highly ranked for Faction Wars, man? Well, let's break down the kit and explore why, shall we? So, the A1, attack one enemy 2 times, each hit has a chance of stunning. Pretty low stun chance. Is what it is, not great, not terrible, right? The A2, strong increased attack buff and strong increased crit rate buff on all allies for 2 turns as well. 3-turn cooldown. Pretty decent stuff. Nothing that's absolutely blowing your mind, right? It's really all about the A3 with Hofferys. And this is because Skinwalkers, as a faction, are severely lacking revivers, right? And so having a champ with a 5-turn cooldown, double revive when it comes to Faction Wars is a massive deal, okay? Being able to revive up your allies on the last wave and secure the 3 stars for a stage in Faction Wars is such a big deal. And not only that, but after the revival also places a strengthen buff on allies for 2 turns as well, just tanking them up a little bit. It's a very solid revive indeed for an epic champ. And that's really it though for Hofferys, you know? That's really all the hippo is bringing, man. So as far as gear goes, it's really just about building for speed and then just survivability. That's really it. Revivers, of course, you need them to be like one of the tankiest champs, if not the tankiest champ on your team, so that they are alive, would you know it, to revive your dead teammates. That's really all there is to it, man. So I think that Hofferys does indeed deserve a shout out. Maybe it's a champ you just want to take to level 50, not all the way to 60. But there you go. Next up, we've got Aox, the Rememberer support epic from the Lizard Men faction. This guy, fantastic into the likes of Ice Golem, fantastic into Dragon, Faction Wars, Clan Boss. Very versatile little epic. By the encounters that I just listed it off, you can assume that it's going to be because of the debuffs that Aox brings. So what is Aox bringing? Small chance to apply poison on each hit for the A1. It's a double hitter, so honestly, pretty good as far as A1's go. Nothing that's going to like carry you in terms of damage, but for a support, really not bad. The A2, attack one enemy, heals allies by 10% of the max HP, heals each ally by an extra 2.5% for each debuff on the target. Particularly in the clan boss, you're going to have a hell of a lot of debuffs stacked up very quickly on the clan boss. Obviously, team comp dependent, but somewhat likely. And so yeah, you're just bringing that extra sustain with the A2, quite a simple ability. And on the A3, it's a 3-turn cooldown, fully bugged. Places a strong decrease attack debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. Also has a 100% chance, fully bugged, chance of decreasing each enemy's 10-meter by 20%. Place a strong decrease crit rate debuff on the target for 2 turns if they have 50% or more 10-meter after the 10-meter decrease. So there is really a lot of value kind of packed into that kit. Obviously, the strong decreased attack, very good into clan boss. If you're able to decrease the clan boss's crit rate, it can also be fantastic. Similar thing against Dragon as well, dialing down its crit rate to basically naught, even though it's not super reliable, right? Because you've got that, yeah, it's going to be like a 50% chance, effectively, whether or not this is going to land properly on the boss that you want it to hit. But if you can get this off Dragon, clan boss, very useful debuff to have indeed. And I suppose that the 10-meter decrease, somewhat useless into the bosses themselves, but when it comes to clearing your way through the waves, can also help out quite a bit as well. Ooh, and I almost forgot about the passive, man, but increases the duration of 2 random debuffs on the attacker by 1 turn when attacked. Yeah, against Dragon, against Ice Golem as well, which we also mentioned, and against Clan Boss. Lots of AoE hits coming in. This is 100% proc chance. It can't fail. And so 2 random debuffs will always be getting dialed up. Just extra value from there, man. When it comes to gear, obviously, speed, accuracy, same old good old stuff for a standard support style champ. Do you want to take Aox all the way to 60? Well, that's up to you, Cloud. Now, alright, dude. People don't often want to talk about HP burners when it comes to epic champions because it's like, look, if you don't have Mordecai, just give up, okay? Mordecai is the man when it comes to epic HP burners. You can't beat him. Well, you know what, man? Ultimate Gallic, he's nowhere near as reliable as Mordecai, but he's doing his best, okay? I don't know if he actually deserves a place on this list, but I'm going to throw him in anyway, because I actually just quite like his kit. It's a very, very chaotic kit. Nowhere near as reliable as good old Morty's, but he can do a job for you, man, if you're looking for an HP burner, and you get your hands on him before you stumble into the likes of a Mordecai or something better. Also, actually, I think that I should mention, I feel like Ultimate Gallic has the advantage of a Mordecai in the terms of just how versatile he is. While Mordecai is fantastic into specialized encounters, right? You need an HP burner for something like Spider. Mordecai is your man. He's great in like a couple of areas of the game. Whereas Gallic, Ultimate Gallic, he's kind of just one of those guys who's slightly above average everywhere. I think that he has that advantage, man. So if your account is newer and you're not so much looking for a specialist, but someone to help you progress in multiple areas of the game, yeah, Ultimate Gallic is going to be a fantastic guy to level for you, man. So the A1 is an attack 1 enemy, 50% chance of placing an HP burn debuff on the tank for 2 turns if this champion is under an increased attack buff. And I think he applies increased attack to himself. And so, yeah. You'll also notice as well that his books on his skills almost never, in fact, I'm just going to skim through all of them. Yeah, none of his skill books will ever increase the chance of placing the HP burn debuff. It's always 50%. No matter what, which is definitely a drawback to the champ, right? The skill books don't seem to offer as much value as you would hope. And so honestly, just kind of skimming through these, okay, never mind this big cooldown reduction on the A3. Oh, yo. I was going to say maybe just don't ever skill book him, but never mind. Yeah, the skill books are totally worth it to reduce the cooldown on these other skills, but let's stick on the A1 for now. So yeah, fills this champion's turn meter on the A1 by 10% if this attack is critical, which is always should be, right? Ultimate Gallic's abilities, they always have this additional extra bonus effect if the attack is a crit. This guy has got to be built with 100% crit chance. Very, very important stuff. Okay, so the A2, attack 1 enemy, 50% chance again of placing HP burn debuff for 2 turns if this champion is under increased attack. Sure. Decrease the target's turn meter by 25% and place a 50% increased attack buff on this champion for 2 turns if this attack is critical. So again, big bonus effects if the attack is a crit. Very, very important stuff, and this is his method by which he's going to be placing that increased attack buff on himself. And the A3, attack all enemies 2 times. So fantastic little wave clear skill to kind of throw in there with Gallic, which is, again, really his sort of forte, right? He's good against the waves leading up to a boss, and then he's good against the boss. He's not fantastic against either, okay? He's just a good general kind of all-rounder DPS champ, right? Each hit on this A3 has a 50% chance of placing HP burn debuff for 2 turns if this champ is under increased attack. Each hit also has a 100% chance of decreasing the turn meter by 20% if the target is under a HP burn debuff. So as you can see, man, lots of unreliable HP burn debuffs, lots of scaling from crit. Obviously, you're going to want to be building Gallic with a good amount of accuracy. Kind of goes without saying. And before we wrap him up, I want to talk about the passive as well, man. Fully heals this champion and instantly removes any stun debuffs whenever an enemy places a stun debuff on this champion. Into clan boss, lots of HP burns, good amount of actual on-hit damage coming in because you're building him with 100% crit, and the ability to remove stuns and fully heal himself like this. Into clan boss, this is great, man. And you know what? Once you replace Gallic in the likes of, you know, your clan boss team with something more reliable, and some of your dungeon teams and stuff like that, he can still give you value in Doom Tower, man. It's not like he falls off super hard, you know? He's still going to be good. Like, HP burners are still good into a lot of various different bosses in Doom Tower, secret rooms, stuff like that. The likes of Gallic can be a great nuker for you. I even wonder if just getting him in the likes of a Relentless set, and then like an accuracy or perception or whatever set as the 2 set might not be better. Relentless? Could that be worth it, man? I feel like it's really all about the A3 and just maximizing how many uses you can get out of this, like as much as you possibly can. Of course the A2 is not bad as well because he's self-buffing. I don't know, man. Would Relentless set be good on Gallic? What do you guys think? How would you build him if you did decide to max him out? I think I actually would. If you manage to pull Gallic like 1 or 2 months into raid, I'd take him to 60. me personally. But yeah, I'd be quite interested to hear what you guys think of good old Ultimate Gallic, man. He doesn't really appear on many top epics lists, but I think he's been a little bit disrespected, man. So we're going to throw him in there. Anyways, that's going to be all for this one. As always, if I missed any epic champions that we did not list off at the start of the video and that we didn't cover throughout this video, make sure to plop them down below in the comments. Keep this series alive, man. It really, really helps me out to just be learning about the game and learning which epic champions to look out for. And I'm hoping that it helps out a lot of you guys as well who are maybe a little bit newer to raid. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to hit like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you're more likely to catch future uploads. And while you're at it, if you're looking to start off a new Raid Shadow Legends account, make sure to do so by clicking on the promo link down below at the top of the video description to start your new account with a free epic champion and a swollen bunch of starting freebies, including 500,000 starting silver. And yeah, some chickens and stuff like that, man. It's a sweet little starter package, man, to get you started in Raid. Thanks for watching, guys. Do enjoy the rest of your day, and I'm going to catch all of you all just a tad bit later, man.